Hi, Posh Fam. How we going? It is episode 11, guys. I cannot imagine this. We've got one more episode. This is the penultimate episode of the BachelorAu. And guess what, guys? I am so looking forward to moving on from this show. Yeah, 12 episodes too many. It just became too much. It was just back to back, and it became a little bit boring. I wouldn't say boring in the sense of storyline. Channel 10 did what they needed to do to keep us watching. And that was the storyline about someone being in a polyamory relationship. We're going to get to that today, yet again. But first things first, guys, gentle reminders, please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. And thank you to my new and existing subscribers. You guys have just made it worth my while. So it was Australia Day yesterday, and however you are choosing or you chose to celebrate Australia Day, just remember that kindness transcend everything. Let's begin. Episode 11 opens with the three bachelors, pondering the decision that they are about to make and how it will affect their lives forever. We are meeting the in-laws. Episode 11 is Meet the In-laws. First ever where you have the in-laws from both sides, come together. Usually the guy is oftentimes going to the girl's hometown or homestay to meet her parents. But this time, I guess because there's like three bachelors and, however many women left, it would not be logistically possible to go visit these ladies in their hometown. And maybe, again, to avoid congregating indoors, as we still are very, very much aware that coronavirus is very, very in our midst. It's still, we're not shy of saying it's something we are talking about every day. And so that is also something that's probably played out to the producers. And okay, how do we go about this? We're going to have a neutral space where both families congregate, and that's exactly what we saw in tonight's episode. It's dynamic that is sort of dramatic. It's family coming together. It's like that family dinner or that family get together with the distant uncle or auntie you really dislike. You dislike them, but again, you can't really not show up. Not showing up is like you getting X'd from your family, and so that can happen. And that's exactly what this meeting the in-laws feels like. First up is Felix. He is introducing Jessica to his family, and who is coming or representing him? His mom, Jenny, dad, and brother. Jenny looks like fun. His family have got a good sense of humor. He talks up the women, and as soon as he mentions Jessica's situation, his family just did a big gasp. Like, mom was like, like she almost had a pulmonary. I just felt like, why would you do this to your mom? I felt Jenny was like, I cannot fall in love with this girl. Like, you said so much already. I don't even know her. I haven't met her. And I am not looking forward to meet her. Felix admits that trust is an issue, when it comes to Jessica. I mean, like, it's a no-brainer. We all know this, right? We do. So first up to meet Felix' family is Abigail. Abigail is coming with her friend Georgia. I'm not sure why her parents sent here. She didn't really give a reason, but I probably think because she's British, maybe her parents are overseas, and so obviously the relationship is not exactly that serious enough to get her parents flying miles to come see Felix, who is very much confused, as we can tell. Anyway, Georgia, if you remember, was present when we all met Damien John Kelly. Was this in episode 4 or 5 now? You know, the episode that had the fourth bachelor, in quotes. And so Georgia already is aware about the dynamics and all of the chaos that is Felix and Jessica. Georgia, you know, for me, is the friend that you need when it comes to someone that will have your back, because she will give you the best advice, and she gave Abigail the best advice. The meet up with the in-laws went really well. Georgia brought the Jessica situation up with Felix. You know, this turned Georgia off, but in the end, there was a positive outcome from the relationship, or from the conversation between Georgia and Felix. I would say that Georgia is trying not to, you know, poke the bear, because we all know what happened at the end of episode 10, where Jessica revealed she still wants to have a sexual relationship with Damien. And she revealed this to Abigail, who, you know, was like, what am I going to do with this information? I can't keep this to myself, you know, but it is what it is. Georgia said, you don't get involved. And I agree wholeheartedly. You don't get involved. Stay out of it. Anyway, Abigail, not staying out of it or not listening to her best friend, decided to reveal the situation to Jenny, Felix's mom. Felix's mom was literally in shock. She could not believe what she was hearing. She was like, are you sure? She was like, Abigail said, I am sure. And I was just asking myself, what is this show? What is this show? Is it a boyfriend swap, a sister wife, a brother wife? Just like, it's not making sense. And I'm like, make it make sense. You know, Channel 10, do something. I need you to tell me what exactly is going on. Make this make sense, because it's just, you can't bring family into this. I don't know. It's just me. Jenny was pleased about the fact that Abigail said something to her, and you can't really blame her. Her son is sort of the third wheel in the relationship, and imagine how you are supposed to be the show, right? You are supposed to be the show, but then you are now third wheeling on the show that is supposed to be about you. It's just ridiculous. Jed is off to meet Alicia's family. As you know, Alicia is uncertain as to the end game. You know, going into meeting the family, she is unsure. And this is, it kind of just sets the tone or the vibe during the meet with the in-law. Her mom isn't coming because she's got a very low opinion of the show. Well, good on you, Alicia's mom. You are a very wise woman, and I am glad you did not show your face. Honestly, you didn't need to be here. Her dad, sis, and brother, however, are here to, you know, guide her. Her dad, Ross, isn't holding back at all. Basically, she is ready, you know, for a relationship, but not a proposal. Jed's family, they certainly are are a family. Like they, you know, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's exactly how best to describe Jed's family. Things are about to get sort of hectic. Ross straight up was like, he isn't impressed. He's like, he's got tattoos. He's a drummer. You know, the dad was very judgy. And guess what? I'm judgy too. So, Dad, yeah, you get one in my book. For us, it's a no. It's literally like, I'm doing this with this guy. Alicia's sister also expresses her concern, you know, basing it on his age and mental readiness, you know, for a relationship. Ross compared Alicia and Jed to chalk and cheese. Basically, they're not meant to be together. They do not fit. It was just something like, dude, you're going in hard. I think mom must have given you a few lessons on what to say. Jed's mom came to her son's defense, and it was just so funny to watch because she's like, I'm not having it. Don't compare or don't refer to my son as cheese or chalk or whatever comparison he was trying to allude to in that instance. Overall, it was a fail from this particular in-law meet. I was just cracking it up. Oh, Ross was not impressed. Okay, let's just put it like that. Ross was not impressed at all. Alicia made it very well known that she wants Jed, but without the cuffs. And when I say cuffs, I mean engagement ring. Okay, she doesn't want that. She doesn't want to be tied down. Okay. Now, I feel for Jed because dude has been experiencing a lot of rejection from the commencement of the show. He has just been, back to back being rejected. How much can a brother take? He is done so well as to be able to not let this whole rejection get the better of him. And I would say good on you, Jed. You've come so far. The next family introduction is with Angela. We know that Angela, would be happy with an engagement ring. She cannot wait to have one anyway. We can easily predict who ends up with who now, given where Alicia is at. We are meeting Granddad and Angela's dad, and as well as a lady. I'm not sure who that lady was. She wasn't really introduced. They're not happy about Jed's tattoo. However, Dad Andre actually changes his opinion completely in favor of Jed and all that he's about, which is good. His career and travel was a bit of a concern because they wanted them to, be together at the initial start of their relationship, because Jed's job description means he travels a lot. He's on tour. And the dad is like, to grow a relationship or not grow a new relationship, you require both of you to be together, And so Jed said she will be coming along with me for most of my tour, but I can also understand the fact that she's also got other commitments, and it will be something they would figure out as they go. Andre, for me, is the vibe. Andre was very relaxed compared to Alicia's family. Andre got very emotional when he, when it dawned on him that an engagement was going to be coming out of this whole situation. And he is I would say, pleased with Jed. I think the most important thing is the fact that he is supportive of his daughter. And that's exactly what was portrayed during this particular family meet. Good on you, Andre. Well, this is not going to come as a shocker to anyone because Thomas has been sort of very consistent as to where he's at, who he's feeling for, what he's feeling exactly or not feeling. And so, when it came down to Thomas' meet and greet, we were introduced to his mother. And then he went for that to shock us. What did he say? He was like, well, he knows who he's going to pick at the end of this. He cannot wait for finale. He's not here to BS us anymore. He's done with all of the I am confused. That's not him. That's maybe Felix and Jed. He knows what he wants, and he cannot wait to reveal who he has chosen to us. At least, in my opinion, there's one person who isn't mucking around. Good on you, Thomas. Ruth, his mom, is totally behind her son 1000%. I guess Thomas is here for, you will say the right reasons. Thomas, we are happy, we're happy for you, and we're actually looking forward to the reveal. So, from Thomas, there's no meeting of the in-laws. He's like, the only in-law I want to meet is the girl that I choose. I like that. Straight. No bullshit. That's what I want. And excuse my French. I had to ring a bell before this one because this is crazy. This is insane. It is now the Jessica show, okay? Starring Damien John Kelly and Felix. It's not the Felix show, guys. Like I said earlier, it's the Jessica show. Round 2, because round 1, we saw what happened earlier. If you missed that, please just follow on the episode that I've recapped on. So we are back with Felix's parents. This time we are meeting Jessica. And who did she bring as her family member? Did I mention that Felix is already in love with this girl? She brought her 2 brothers and Damien John Kelly, guys. She brought Damien John Kelly. God. She brought Damien to meet Felix's parents. I cannot believe this. Jessica has groomed her men very well. Felix is hanging on by a thread. That's the best description I can actually give you to describe the scene. You know, I was watching it and I was just cringing the entire time. Like, Felix, what happened to you? How have you lost yourself to the point that you are willing to take crumbs? It is pathetic. That's all I can say. I'm pretty much sure if Felix, watches his playback, he will be cringing at every turn. Because it doesn't make for good TV. For his self-esteem and for his ego, or whatever he's trying to sell outside of this show, I will not be buying, because I need a confident man to sell whatever he wants to sell to me. But for that guy there, he's being controlled by a girl. And the control is just not, I'll call it normal control. This is more like, I'm trying to groom you to accept my way of life. Now there's choice. I'm not judging Jessica for being in a polyamory type situation. That's her thing. But when you now try to groom other people to change their lifestyle to suit yours, then that becomes a problem for me. Let's just get into the commentary, guys. Damien, I'm recalling him now the 4th Bachelor because he's been featured more. He's gotten more airtime than Felix has gotten. That's how deplorable it's gotten. Well, he's suited up and ready to go. It's like, for me, the bachelorette in the Bachelor show. He's here for his girl. There is no way, in my opinion, that these guys are actors. Come on now. Who are we deceiving? Who are we deceiving? Damien, again, arrived for the dinner. It quickly became a Jessica trying to defend her resume. And what's her resume, you say? Well, she's a queen of polyamory. She is a queen of polyamory. And excuse my French, she's a slut the whole of Australia right now. Needs. I guess for the men who are interested in, troubles. How do they call this thing? I don't know. I really don't know. But it was just, you know what? It just became uncomfortable. Damien, in my opinion, is a slave. And the slave master is Jessica, with Felix, the boy toy, trying to fit into the dynamics. Jenny saw through the nonsense and empathized with Damien and called Jessica a girl of experience. Jessica wants to control every situation. No wonder Jenny said you are a girl of experience, because you keep experiencing. Pretty much, you are like the River Niger or the Atlantic Ocean, Everyone is coming and go, and you call it an experience. So when you look up the definition of a flip-flopper, now just have a mental picture of Jessica whenever you're looking up that dictionary definition of a flip-flopper, because this girl embodies everything that a flip-flopper is. She has flipped and flopped her way the entire series. She is not consistent. Never has there been a reliable and concrete statement that has come out of her that you can say, okay, yeah, she said this, okay. But then if she says one thing, comes back tomorrow, says another thing, and her answers are so vague at best, and she tries and manipulates like everyone around the circle to, I don't know. And Felix, bringing your family into this ridiculous situation is embarrassing. You're stupid to expose your family to these ridiculous dynamics. Like, you have total disregard and disrespect for your family. Jenny is about to have a pulmonary. No joke. And I'm like, why would you do this to your family? You know what was at stake. You know the situation, and yet you brought your parents in. Felix and Damien decided we're going to have a conversation. He poses a few questions, and one of them was, if I pick Jess, what would you continue a sexual relationship? And Damien says, it is not his decision to make. The decision is Jess to make. And Damien asks him, do you want to be with someone who is in love with someone else? Good question. Damien isn't letting go. Felix looks stupid. Damien is convinced he's not going anywhere. Dude is like, I'm here to stay. I've stayed all through the other men that have come and gone, and I'm still going to stay. And Felix is like, yeah, she's mine. Dude is delusional. No jokes. So things got really heated, and at one point, Jessica was, called in to defend whatever she was going to say. And when she came into the midst, there was chaos, argument back and forth. People were trying to silence others from talking. At the end of the day, I think Jessica's brother was told to walk off, and it was just weird. At one point, Damien asked Jessica, Felix wants to know if you are still in love with me. Again, Jessica isn't the one to give a bogus or an honest answer. Her weapon of choice is flip-flop, talk in circles, and still not tell you what you give you the answer you need. It was just from the confusion and the argument, and it was just too much. Felix is scraping the barrel here. For whatever piece that is left, and there's nothing left to give. The girl has experienced everything. I don't know. With no decision, they all walked away from the confrontation, and that was how it ended, guys. It ended in a cliffhanger, and obviously we are on to the decider. Finale is next. Who is being proposed to between Abigail and Jessica? We don't know. And quite frankly, I am not looking forward to watching this episode, but I'm going to have to watch it so that I can conclude my series. That's all I'm going to do. Until I can come on here and give you an update on the finale and how it went. Be safe and stay focused. Thank you for watching.